What's up, you guys? It's me, B, back with another video. Today we're going to talk about the spiritual awakening symptoms of the emotional part. Now, I know it's been like 9 months since I made a video. I had a lot going on emotionally, and it usually takes me a little while to get in the mood to make a video. I have to have a lot of energy for some reason to make a video, because if not, my thoughts would probably just bounce off the walls of my skull. Anyway, so today we're just going to talk about the emotional symptoms of a spiritual awakening. I haven't made a video in, like I said, 9 months. So it is what it is. I am going to probably be posting a lot more. It's fall now, so I don't really have much to do. I've just been taking care of myself, eating a lot more. I gained some weight. I have a lot of goals that I've been reaching, so I'm happy about that. Like I said, I'm going to try to post more frequently on YouTube. I just haven't been in the mood to do it, and I've been really just focusing on myself and my health, and there's been a lot of distractions and stuff like that. So anyways, as you can clearly see, I'm cold. It's fall, it's one of my favorite seasons besides summer. I had a beautiful summer. I went to the Bahamas. I took some videos. I still have to share those videos eventually. I have to put all my videos together, like different parts of the video, so that it looks like an actual good vlog. I don't really have an editor right now, so I kind of just, have to do it all on my own. But anyways, this video is not going to be that long, because spiritual awakening emotions are actually, not much to talk about. It's just a couple of things that happen to you emotionally. But yeah, let's just get right into the video. So basically, as you can see, I'm wearing my Native American poncho. I've been waiting for a long time to wear this poncho, again, because it's been hot, and it just recently started getting cold because we're in September, the end of September. Anyway, so let's just get into it. So basically, we're going to talk about the emotional state of the human being during a spiritual awakening. This is part 2 of the emotional breakdown, the mental breakdown, the physical breakdown of symptoms that happen to you when you're going through a spiritual awakening. So emotions, they come and go every day. Number one emotion, it kind of, like I said in my video previously, it kind of just makes you feel like you don't know where you are, and you kind of just feel like disconnecting from everyone. That's the emotional state, which is also obviously a mental state, but it becomes an emotion as well, like most things. So yeah, so you basically just want to isolate yourself. You don't really feel connected to anything at all. You feel numb inside. You feel dead. I don't have a paper or anything. I'm just going straight off of how I felt when I first went on this journey consciously. So that's number one. Number two is basically you have a lot of resentment. You have a lot of anger. You feel like you've been lied to, because you have, Everyone's telling you you're supposed to be like this, you're supposed to be like that, and you got to fill in these blanks for other people's lives, because as a human being, you do play a crucial role in other people's lives. It's like a character in a movie or a show. You do have personalities that come out and act a certain way depending on who you're around, which obviously is an influence on other people. So you're basically being told that you have to be like this or like that, and that emotion is built on people's desires of what they want you to be. So when you come out of that mindset after having that mental, breakdown as far as who am I and what is my purpose, you kind of get in this emotional state where you just don't want to engage, but also you have you just feel very, very overwhelmed. You're mad, you're sad, you're angry. These are like I said, it feels like resentment, because you've been lied to about who you are, what your body is, and stuff like that. So there's resentment and anger. There's also a lot of sadness. That's like the third emotion you're going to be. There's typically 4 emotions you're going to feel most of the time during a spiritual awakening. And the third one is sadness. You're going to be very sad. You're going to be I know for me, I was crying almost every single night. And here and there, I still do have my emotions where I cry up and down, like all the time, like here and there. I mean, because like I'm still processing my own, and that's the reason why it took me so long to get back to this video, to making these videos, is because it took me so long to feel good again, to get my energy back, to feel like I need to make these videos again. And I know that I've dedicated myself to making these videos. Like I told myself, I'm going to discipline myself enough to get this out, because there's people that need to hear this, and there's people that are going through this. And like I said, I don't want them to feel alone, because I know when I was looking for this information, I was feeling very alone, and I didn't want to feel that way. So I looked into what I was going through, and by the grace of the Creator, I was led to what I know now. So anyway, yeah, you're gonna be feeling very sad. There's gonna be a lot of tears. There's gonna be a lot of just, you could be having a good day, and then all of a sudden you just start like feeling this emotion of just sadness, and you just want to cry. Like you want to go somewhere by yourself and just cry. You'll start thinking about things about your past that happened. You'll start thinking about a whole bunch of different stuff. You'll have reoccurring memories of things that happened to you when you were a kid, traumatizing things, or anything that happened. Maybe something very similar. You'll remember your first heartbreak. I mean, for me, when I was a kid, my first heartbreak was like not being able to keep a puppy that I really loved and cared about, but my parents couldn't afford having all the dogs, so we had to get rid of the puppies. And I felt like this puppy was so connected to me because of how strongly we bonded, and it was just like an instant connection with this one puppy. Even though our family had 2 dogs, they had a whole litter of 7 puppies. I was connected to this one puppy, and her name was Uno, and she was the only one that didn't have a match, because there was only 7 puppies, and it's an odd number, so she was number 7, and she didn't have a matching pup sibling. She had like all these different colors and spots, and every other sibling of hers was either 2 black ones, 2 brown ones, 2 grays, and she was just like the oddball that had all their colors mixed together. So she and I felt connected to her like she was an outcast, because I always felt like an outcast. And that was my first heartbreak. So whenever I look back at, you know, my childhood, I think about what happened to me. You know, my first heartbreak was not being able to keep the puppy, and then feeling like my parents were, you know, always out the house, so I can never get that full parent one-on-one feeling because I have a bunch of siblings. So that's kind of like what you go through, you know, your brain kind of like goes through memories of past things that happened, and you start to remember like stuff like that. And if you're like me and a few other advanced spiritual people, you try to decode what your emotions are. But in the meantime, when it's the beginning, you really don't know what you're feeling. You just know, I mean, you don't know why you're feeling like this. You just know that you're feeling like this. So a lot of sadness does appear to happen, especially if you were once religious before, like me. I used to be in the Islam, and I cried so many times just going through like my own spiritual thing. Like, I don't want to do this. Doesn't feel like it's meant for me, but I was scared because of other people's pressure. Of like telling me like, oh, you're gonna go to hell, or oh, God doesn't like you and you're gonna have a miserable life, which is apparently not happening, but thank God. But yeah, so stuff like that, you know, it really did affect me. And if you're not conscious about what's happening to you, it makes you feel more emotional. So there's a sadness, and then there's the happy feelings. You know, you're gonna feel very joyful a lot of times. You're gonna have ups and downs of feeling so joyful and like, oh my God, everything's working perfectly. But I feel like with the universe, and it's kind of strange, and I don't want to, you know, say that the universe is this evil being, but sometimes it feels like it can be very manipulative, because sometimes you feel like, oh my God, you know, I'm happy now and I feel so good, and then like nothing can happen externally, but inwardly you'll start to feel like, no, I'm not happy again, I'm sad again. And honestly, it's just a human thing. At the end of the day, it is a very human thing, because we are in the bodies of human beings. Okay, we're souls. All right, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. Okay, so we're gonna have those ups and downs of emotions. But when you're going through a breakdown of who you are, and your spirit is trying to make you acknowledge, like, it's trying to knock on the door of your ego to be like, hey, listen, I exist, I'm here, I exist. You know, a lot of things that you normally feel like more than what they are. Like you know how you used to get like sad? You'll get sad a lot more easier. Like, you'll be so sensitive because your heart chakra is opening. So once your heart chakra opens, forget it. Your heart chakra, it longs for connections. You know, your heart, that's your chakra of your heart. You know, it longs to be connected to other people. And when you're not feeling like that, you're like, why do I not feel like that? Like everything becomes a lot more sensitive. You cry easier, you get a lot more mad, you get a lot more depressed, you feel like you want to isolate a lot more. So there's a lot of those emotions are heightened because you're going through a spiritual awakening. And it's worse, like I keep saying, when you don't know what's going on. So I'm not going to make this video too long. It's probably going to be about 20 minutes because I have other things I want to talk about as well. And there's not really much to talk about when it comes to, like I said, the emotions, because we're human. We're always going to have these emotions. It's just that when you're going through a spiritual awakening, it's a lot heightened. It's a lot more heightened. All your emotions feel like they're amplified. Like somebody turned on the burner. And instead of it being an electrical stove or oven, it's a gas one. So you get to see the flames. And that's literally how it feels. Like it literally feels like your whole entire emotions are just in a fucking, they're just uproared. Like they feel so amplified. It's crazy. You'll have people triggering you a lot. And it'll feel like the whole world's against you. Like, why do I feel like everybody's pointing their finger at me? And why am I questioning everything I'm doing? And why, like, your brain will go into overdrive. Overdrive. Your brain will go into overdrive. Like, you know, when your phone heats up or the computer heats up when it's working to resolve a virus or something like it's like you have a fever or something like that. That's what it's kind of like when it comes to the emotional part. I remember for me, it was like, no matter what someone said to me, I would just get angry. I would be ticked off. Like, can you just shut up? Like, I was just like, shut up, because I can hear my own self and you're talking and you're saying stuff that's making me feel even more of what I'm already feeling. And the thing is, other people don't know that you're going through this. That's why it's like, wait, what's wrong with this person? Why are they acting like, and they might not even notice that you're acting different. I mean, they may notice definitely when it comes to the emotional part, because you'll be, like I said, you'll be like, any minute now you're ready to explode, because that's literally how it feels. I used to stay in the bed a lot during my spiritual awakening. I still stay in the bed when I need to, on those days that I feel like I'm getting too triggered, because I'm waiting for another, I'm not waiting for another change to happen. I feel like lately, I feel like there's another change going to happen within me, and it's another chapter in my life. And so my ego tries so hard to stick to the old ways that it's like, no, you need to be doing something new now. You need to upgrade. And so I want to go into bed and sleep until I can feel comfortable to gradually accept the new transformation of how my soul feels or how I feel, because I'm growing. And that's what it's all about. Honestly, it's all about just growing as a spirit. Like, you know that you're going to have to go through a lot of struggles in order to get to where you need to go, right? So your soul is like trying to equip you with the spiritual aspects of it. So that way, when your human self goes through this, you don't have to feel so bad, because you have your strong spiritual connection with God. And that's really what it is, you know? There are days, like I said, where you're going to feel like you're really high. Like, you're like, I got this. I can take on the world, you know? And then there's days where you're going to feel like, I don't think I need to do this. And it's not even just like a regular person, like a regular mundane bot feels. Like, they're just, I don't feel like doing this today. No, you're like, I don't want to do anything. Like it's so funny, because you'll go from like I said, really high, good, all motivated, I'm gonna do this, that, and the other, then it just immediately drop to being like, I don't want to like engage. Like, I don't want to engage. Like, I just want to lay in bed all day. And you'll be asking yourself, and you'll actually bash yourself for feeling like this. You'll be like, why do I feel like this? I'm supposed to be doing. For me, that's my thing. I always feel like I need to be doing something. Besides the fact that society makes us feel like we have to do something all the time and always be productive, because we're used to that cycle, we will, whenever we're having a spiritual awakening and our emotions are like that at that point, we will literally beat ourselves up so bad because we feel like we're supposed to be doing something. But I learned I need to rest. I need to dream. If I don't dream, I'm not going to have a good few weeks. Like, I need to be dreaming. And that's where my connection comes from. Whenever I'm connecting with the higher self, it's in my dream state, because that's where my ego is off. It's shut off. There's no thinking about, how is someone going to judge me? How am I going to be seen by other people? What am I going to feel with myself? Like, am I doing the right thing? When you're in your dream state, your ego is sleeping. Like, you're dreaming, bro. Like, you're literally dreaming, and your soul is going on its journey. And and the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, talks to you in your dreams. If you're, whether you're aware of what is being shown to you or not, God is literally talking to you in your sleep. It's giving you messages. It's showing you how to navigate. It's trying to pinpoint where your human self is lacking, So you're going to have bouts of euphoria. You're going to be like feeling like you want to fly. But like I said, there's a lot more dark times than there are those times of happiness when it comes to you like purging your old self. So this was just a quick video about, like I said, your emotional state during a spiritual awakening. I am going to do part 3, which is the last part, which breaks down what it feels like as a physical manifestation of a spiritual awakening. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.